Man, it's a hard life out here. They saying I'm going to jail. They saying all this. I'm out here. I'm still north, near the DMZ. I made it to North Korea. Thank the Lord, thank God. Shout out North, shout out Kim Jong-un, shout out Pyongyang. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. The reason why I respect North Korea is because they're dystopian. They are a, you know what I mean, fascist place, but they don't lie about it. South Korea is just as fascist. You just lie about it. I touched the statue, so you guys are trying to silence me, murder me, and then jail me. So I might as well be in North Korea. I'm out here in the wilderness.
So Johnny Somali is in the middle of what might be seen as the most self-inflicted legal mess that I have ever seen. But to untangle this dumpster fire, there's a YouTuber by the name of Legal Mindset. He's a YouTuber that's been tracking this saga closer than a bloodhound is sniffing for snacks. I think he's actually in Korea, and he has already announced when the trial is actually going to happen.
We've got an announcement today, and that is the official trial date for Johnny Somali. We have that today for you. This is his trial here in Seoul, South Korea. And we can officially announce that it's going down on December 20th, 2024, right before Christmas, right on Friday.
So I'm a big fan of his channel. I've been checking out for about a week or so, and he was able to call out a lot of the ridiculous rumors that have been spawned by the internet people. And his recent videos on Johnny Somali are pretty good. So, for example, there's this wild idea floating around that Johnny may be slapped with a 31-year-old sentence. He's able to explain that situation, why the number is technically possible, but not as realistic as Johnny's chances of becoming a role model. There's more to the story. And obviously the whole Johnny escape to North Korea that's been floating around. There's been a few videos on this. Absolute nonsense, but we're going to get into that later. So, but before we dive into the ocean of legal trouble that Johnny's has been drowning in, let's talk about what he has done to get here. All right, so here's the highlight reel of Johnny Somali's greatest hits. Right now, he's facing a charge of obstruction of business, which basically means he got in the way of people trying to, you know, conduct their business. In South Korea, that's a serious offense, 5 years in prison, serious. And that is just a warm-up act. Legal Mindset also pointed out that Johnny's under investigation for violating railway laws, which I didn't even know that was a thing you could mess up until now. Apparently, Johnny's antics on public transport might land him in more charges. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's him harassing people and him pranking that he had a bomb on the train.
나에겐 폭탄이 있다. 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 나에겐 폭탄이 있다.
Sorry.
나에겐 폭탄이 있다.
I'm sorry.
나에겐 폭탄이 있다.
What does it
나에겐
even say?
폭탄이
Oh,
있다.
I don't know. What?
나에겐 폭탄이 있다.
Guys, there's kids right here,
나에겐
bro.
폭탄이 있다.
Guys, let's just go. Sorry, brother. Oh, no, Bunaga, no.
Next, there's a Korean YouTuber who filed a criminal complaint against Ramsey for violation of the national railway laws. That's something I brought up, that I covered about the national railway laws, and that went viral. I saw a bunch of people covering that. They've now filed for that.
And also, let's not forget the cherry on top, deep fakes. He's accused of creating deep fake content, which in South Korea is like waving a giant lock me up flag, which is extremely hilarious considering in here we don't have those kind of laws. But if proven in South Korea, this could add some spicy new charges to his growing collection.
Bong Bong is that girl that was she was streaming for a while with Ramsey, but Ramsey kind of got hit in the back by her because she ended up coming after him and his community for making deep fakes. And he had several deep fakes of her on the phone, including sexual deep fakes. Now, remember, in Korea, making out is considered sexual. It's considered of a sexual nature. So that is something that the police are saying, hey, we're looking to get him for. And he's mentioned it several times, even during his videos, that they are trying to get him for deep fakes, and they're clear deep fakes that are of a sexual nature.
And now, if you're thinking maybe Johnny can just apologize and tone this down, think again. This guy's been doubling down like he's been playing blackjack with house money. He has made videos mocking the South Korean justice system, pretending to escape to North Korea, and generally acting like the protagonist of a bad comedy. Legal Mindset even pointing out how this behavior might cost Johnny whatever tiny shred of leniency he could have hoped for. And that idea about running away, that's not going to happen. Johnny is on a travel ban tighter than the tightest thing you could think about, so to speak. Legal Mindset explained that South Korea immigration system is like Fort Knox. He's not slipping out unless he pulls a full Mission Impossible, and we all know that's not happening.
First of all, there's a DMZ. Second of all, Kim Jong-un is not exactly taking refugees. He's not exactly taking refugees. And certainly, you will not be streaming from North Korea.
So how bad is it really? Well, let's unravel some of these myths, like the infamous 31-year sentence everyone is talking about. I think even including me. So the internet has gone tinfoil hat on this. The whole 31 years in prison thing. Yes, if you stacked up every single potential charge against them and slap him with the maximum penalty for each one, but 31 years is technically possible. But as Legal Mindset has pointed out, this is more of a legal unicorn situation. It's rare and most likely it's not going to happen here. Right now, Johnny is officially on trial for obstruction of business, which has the maximum sentence of 5 years. Even if new charges like the railway violations and deep fake allegations stick, it's highly unlikely that the courts will give him the maximum for everything. Now, the death penalty. I've seen some content about this. Yes, people are actually saying that Johnny could face capital punishment. South Korea does technically have the death penalty, but they haven't used it in decades. This is not America. For context, it's reserved for extreme cases, like murder, treason, not streaming clowns who harass people in public. So unless Johnny adds war crimes to his resume, this rumor is as dead as his shot at an apology tour. Then there's the North Korea escape plan. This one is just so absurd. Legal Mindset made it clear. The whole idea of him waltzing up to North Korea is laughable. First off, the DMZ zone, which is the most heavily guarded areas of the world, is like a no man's land packed with landmines and soldiers. Not exactly a stroll in the park. Plus, North Korea isn't exactly a fan of internet personalities, unless you're Dennis Rodman or something, especially ones who probably live stream their way into a labor camp. Johnny might like attention, but I don't think he's suicidal. Even if Johnny somehow defied all logic and got across the DMZ, the most militarized border in the world, it's not like North Korea is some kind of utopia for people looking to dodge the law. Just look at the situation what happened with Otto Warmbier. Otto was a US student who was detained in North Korea for allegedly stealing a propaganda poster. He was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. And when he was eventually returned to US, he was in a coma and tragically died shortly after. Why on earth would he decide to go to North Korea? That's the reality of the North Korean prison system. And it's not the place to go if you're looking for a fresh start. And let's be real. Johnny's antics would not fly in a place like North Korea. They don't have much patience for foreigners, let alone someone who can't stop themselves live streaming their every single move. The idea of Johnny making it out alive after disrespecting their regime is as believable as him becoming a diplomat. And even if he somehow survived North Korea prison system, he'll probably just get sent back to South Korea, just like Travis King, a US soldier that crossed into North Korea earlier this year. North Korea didn't want to keep him, so they just reported him back to the South.
A U.S. Army soldier from Wisconsin who ran across the border from South to North Korea last year. During a court hearing scheduled for next month, Travis King is expected to plead guilty to desertion and assault charges as part of a plea deal.
So Legal Mindset explained this perfectly. There's no safe haven waiting for Johnny. If anything, the situation would just get worse for him. So no, Johnny isn't going to hide out in North Korea, and if he even tried, he would regret it faster than you could say hard labor. This rumor is just another example of how far people could go to spin drama, but the truth is much simpler. Johnny is stuck in South Korea, and his options are running out. And what about that passport he has been flashing around? People thought this was his golden ticket out of South Korea, but as Legal Mindset pointed out, it's not even close. South Korea immigration system is fully digital. Even if Johnny tried to board a plane or hop on a boat, the travel ban will still stop him cold. He's not going anywhere unless it's court, jail, or both.
Next lie is that he can escape with a new passport. There's a video of him with an emergency passport over here on the right. You see the purple passport. You guys have seen Johnny with that one, and people are saying he's going to get out with it. Well, that is definitely false. A purple passport does not mean you get out, does not mean you can escape. There's a travel ban. Korea's system is electronic for every port of entry, whether that's an airport, seaport, helicopter port, anything, bobsled, exit. It's going to require him to go through the immigration system. He's going to be automatically facially identified, shut down, not going anywhere.
The truth is, Johnny is stuck. All the rumors about him escaping or facing extreme sentences just distract from reality. He's in serious trouble. But the system isn't going to turn him into some kind of international fugitive. But I do think they will set an example. But let me explain. Why all this matters. It's easy to dismiss that Johnny Somali is just another obnoxious internet troll who finally got what's coming to him. That's an important part. But There's more to that. First off, this case highlights a significant cultural situation. South Korea takes its laws and social norms seriously, and Johnny's behavior, harassing people, disrupting businesses, mocking the justice system, flies directly in the face of that. For many South Koreans, this is not just about one foreigner being a fool. This is about protecting their cultural values. So for example, the obstruction of business charge in South Korea is not a slap on the wrist. If you disrupt someone's livelihood or cause a public disturbance, the courts are not going to take that lightly. Add to all the other situations that he's going through. This case will set a standard for how foreigners behaving badly are handled in South Korea. Johnny's antics have sparked outrage, not just locally, but globally, and people are watching to see how the justice system responds. Will they go easy on him because he's a foreigner, or will they throw the book at him to make an example? Legal Mindset point out that the public pressure here is huge and is likely to influence how the case is handled. But then there's the cautionary tale aspect of this. Johnny Somali is the poster child for how not to handle internet fame and how to stream. He built his brand on being completely outrageous and completely obnoxious. But there's a line between being edgy and breaking the law. His case is a reminder that actions have consequences, especially when you're in a country with strict laws and little tolerance for disrespect. Creators, streamers, YouTubers, everyone should be paying attention to this, because the last thing you want to go viral for the wrong reasons and go to jail. Ultimately, this case is an intersection of internet culture, legal accountability, and international relations. And it's extremely messy, and it's dramatic, and it's far from over. So the date was set for the trial. What is next for Johnny Somali? Well, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of court dates and probably some jail time. Even if somehow he avoids prison, for now, the investigations onto his other alleged crimes can keep him tied up in the legal system for years. Legal Mindset point out that South Korea doesn't rush these things. They build their cases carefully, especially when the world is watching. So for Johnny, the consequences are already piling up. His reputation was already in shambles, but I don't think he really cares about that. His online presence is more infamous than influential, and his legal options are shrinking by the day. This is what happens when you treat another country's laws like suggestions and think live streaming bad behavior is just something you can do and make a lot of money. Unfortunately, he will find this the hard way that is a bad idea what he did. So shout out to Legal Mindset. If you're not already following his breakdowns, you're missing out on some top tier commentary with a side of humor. So hit a subscribe if you haven't on his channel. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that Johnny is going to face serious prison time, or you think he's going to somehow wiggle his way out of this mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.